Metal Gear Solid Delta is getting overwhelming praise from a recent event where media personnel finally got to play the game early and give us their thoughts and feedback. And a lot of what they have been saying has me beyond excited. From being able to switch your camouflage on the fly with the D-pad, the codec system mimicking the MGS 5 HUD, and here in this game, this game plays very closely to Metal Gear Solid 5. I think all that's left is there for us to get a release date at this point, which PlayStation blog says we will be getting a date revealed sometime this year. I'm really hoping it's in time for the 20th anniversary in November, which would be perfect. But everything we've seen so far is beyond expectations of what we can expect from Konami. No, seriously, they've actually surprised a lot of people, including myself, with this one. And a lot of you guys are going to love what we have to talk about in this video, so hit that subscribe button and notification bell to stay up to date on everything Metal Gear Solid and help raise that 38% even higher. Now, let's get into this video. GameSpot's review said that everywhere Hideo Kojima's name was previously is still there and maintained well, which is good to see. We know the current dev team loves Kojima and many of them work alongside him and hope to one day eventually in the future, if all things line up perfectly, would love to work with him again. So it's great that his original pieces are kept intact, and not only that, that's entirely what they aim to do with this game. Not mess with the original creative direction of it, but instead enhance it with more quality of life options and changes. Like, you can even still press R1 to see through Snake's perspective, and the occasional stock war footage has been replaced due to copyright over the years. The left and right on the D-pad buttons lets you cycle through your weapons and items quickly, just like in MGS 5. Also, just like in MGS 5 and even MGS 4, we have third-person over-the-shoulder camera for aiming, and we could swap directly to first-person if needed, which is awesome. And you could do that in Metal Gear Solid 4 as well. And by holding the up button on the D-pad, you can actually access your camouflage menu, which I think is the best change to live seamlessly swap out the outfits. You can even see in this screenshot, funny enough, Snake has camo on the weapons now too, which is entirely new to this. I think ultimately this system is going to be great, especially seeing the camo index change on the fly and how Snake hilariously switches his outfits. Obviously there's no animation for that, it'll just be swapping in and out, but it's better than going into a menu, I think, and having to change it out that way like you did in the OG game. Holding down on the D-pad is going to be bringing up the codec system, which to me looks perfect. I personally love these types of menu styles where the HUD appears in front of the character, like what Arkham Knight did for Batman when he's communicating with people, and even MGS 5. The health and stamina and camo index are actually at the bottom middle of the screen instead of the top left corners, which is kind of interesting. It does free up screen real estate, I would imagine, since it is fixed underneath Snake, which is an area that we technically will always be looking. We won't have to look up to the top left for the health or the top right for the camo index anymore. This wasn't necessarily an issue in the older games at all, so I do hope that when you do switch to the classic mode, it offers you an opportunity to change the life bar back and move it to the old location. I think that would be really cool if they offered that quality of life feature where like you could choose where you want to have it. Seemingly right now this game just seems to scream quality of life, and they've made some really great changes, I think, in that aspect. CQC has been refined and can be used to initiate with the R2 button. Snake still wears the Raiden mask as well. Hilariously enough, if you select did you like MGS 2 in the beginning of the game, I can't wait to see what the updated face model of that looks like. And also, in addition to the keratin frogs that you can shoot and collect throughout the entire game in every single stage essentially, they added a I never knew how to say this, Gakko duck, G-A-K-O duck. Well, you can actually shoot that this time around. I have no idea what it rewards yet if you get them all, but there's another collectible on top of the frogs, which is awesome. But if you guys remember the frogs, if you did collect all of them, every single one, you could actually unlock stealth camouflage. And you could also unlock stealth camo if you don't get caught by anybody throughout the entire game. But I think the frogs are just I think it's a much more fun way to get that done. The triangle button now is actually the dodge button, and it can be executed from standing still position or while moving, which is cool. It offers a lot of flexibility, like to dodge out of the way, to get out of enemies like range of sight. In GameSpot's review, they also said that the medic healing menu that you can go to repair Snake's wounds is actually grayed out, because just like in the OG game, it was grayed out in the Virtuous mission, but we know that it's still present and provides the same in-depth explanations for curing Snake, just like it did in the OG. We've seen screenshots of this and some minor footage that they showcased as well. It's just that they only played the Virtuous mission, which, you know, again, that option wasn't available during that point for the OG game until after that demo took place. So no one has an exact idea of how it functions yet in Delta, if it will be like streamlined. I'm sure it will be, but so far all the menu changes to me have been great so far, so I think that this can be an extremely good option too. Also, when you're walking from one area to the next with Snake, it still fades to black with the name of the region showing up on screen. This actually returns from the original game, instead of seamlessly letting Snake walk through it all in one shot, which I do like that they could have taken advantage of, like, which I do like. They could have taken advantage of like the modern day SSDs and the capabilities of like seamlessly moving from an area to area with the faster loading to make this not even appear to us, but I think it still holds a good charm, and I'm happy that they kept it. Video Game Chronicles said that the MGS3 remake is exactly what you would want it to be, and that they finally got to see the end's eyes popping out disgustingly, the fear, pain, even the sorrow, all rendered beautifully because they got that final cutscene at the end of the Virtuous mission on the bridge. PS Blog decided to try out Snake's battle damage feature by getting into a lot of gunfights. He was practically shining bright red crimson at the end of their playthrough, they said. They also even tested the mud feature, where they rolled Snake around in the mud and they dunked him a lot into it, and it further increased his camo index even more. In Unreal Engine 5, this looks insane. Fully maxing out the camo index is definitely interesting because in the OG game, I don't think you could actually do that. The highest that you could also get without anything else, like if you had the max camouflage and you were crouching down with Snake, I think it was 95% without stealth camo. So I'm definitely going to be having a lot of fun experimenting with the mud and the environment and the terrain when the game finally launches. I wish we could see their footage, but it doesn't seem like they have any captured footage from the event, and instead we have these new screenshots that I've been showing in the video and stuff. So I mean, at this point, I'm beyond ready to get a release date. And I've been thinking about it. All of these new additions are amazing and probably is going to be pushing the speedrunning element for this game even further. I've been watching some amazing runs people have done in this game throughout the years, and I want to learn to do it as well too. So to celebrate, I think we will be running some practice streams learning how to speedrun Metal Gear Solid 3. So for the launch, we could actually spend the first couple days enjoying the new graphics and changes and stuff, going for cool challenges, and then aiming for a respectable time in running this game for a speedrun. I'm beyond thrilled to see and hear all of this, and especially that the game is in such a great state. I can't wait for all of us to finally get our hands on it. Let me know in the comments below, how do you guys feel about all this, and what are you most excited for? Getting new Metal Gear Solid news feels unreal to me. It brings me back to the coming months when Metal Gear Solid 5 was being revealed and I was on Yang Yes channel all the time. And even though this is a remake, we can actually celebrate knowing so far things are looking the best in this series than it's ever been. Well, since the last 8 to 9 years at least. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed and subscribe if you are new. More Metal Gear Solid videos are on the way and you don't want to miss them. My name is BltzZ and thanks for watching.